Artie, are you ready for 65 questions?
Let's do it.
What was the first thing you did when you woke up today?
I rolled around in bed for roughly 40 minutes to an hour.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Best music to listen to while studying?
I don't know if the guy that says classical, but yeah, classical. In the vague way.
Favorite artist of the moment?
FKA Twigs.
Bill Cosby or solid color sweaters?
Bill Cosby for sure.
What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, wow. I used to run. I used to browse the internet a lot. Now I just work pretty much all the time. It's really tiring.
Is living at the Hub really all it's cracked up to be?
It's cool to have like a nice view, but they really struggle to provide things to you in a timely manner.
Favorite place on Main Street?
Cantina 76.
Favorite author?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Book you read that changed your life?
Sun Also Rises.
Favorite quote?
Something by Dr. Seuss, but I can't get specific with it.
Do you have a favorite rap artist?
Big Sean.
Give me 2 lines of a rap song that you like.
Trying and not doing, because not doing something that I am not doing.
Best part about writing for Mix?
Reading Katie Cole's drinking articles.
If you could write a viewpoints column on anything you wanted, what would it be about?
World peace.
If you could draw a comic for tomorrow's issue, what would it be?
Maybe just a combination of animals, like most people do. It's the default basic one.
Favorite app on your phone?
Snapchat.
Describe the weirdest interview moment you've experienced.
Well, I interviewed this one guy. He's a classical musician. He's maybe a little stiff, and I should have played up to that. But I did the long, kind of serious interview, asking about his music, and then at the end I tried to break the ice and say, like, what importance is having good hair and being a classical musician? And he has long flowing hair and it's shaking when he's playing cello. And he said, that's a silly question. We're not going to end on that.
Have you ever been to a show that was utterly disappointing?
I can't say that I have, and I would feel kind of uncomfortable like naming it if I did have one.
Biggest difference between the North and the South?
Obviously, besides sweet tea football and the y'all use guys things kind of died down. That's pretty much y'all everywhere now. Complaining about the cold.
Last new sport you tried to play?
Badminton. Went very poorly.
Favorite sport to watch?
Soccer.
What would you consider to be your biggest talent?
Losing things.
Best thing about the internet?
I guess I read it.
One thing you wish Southerners would stop doing?
I guess being nice all the time. Most people I know from the North are like really direct, and at first that's kind of unsettling, but like it's kind of refreshing after you get to just be really honest with each other.
One thing you think Northerners should start doing?
Holding open doors for each other. And really just not minding people holding open doors for each other. Because that's one of those things where I feel like it can be a little chauvinistic sometimes, but probably not going to correct it.
If you could have anyone over for dinner, living or dead, who would it be?
Dave Chappelle.
What would you cook for him?
Vegetables.
Favorite fast food place?
Russia's.
Best place to eat in Russell House?
Horseshoe Deli.
Best moment in the newsroom?
Been through something at Bianca from really close, and it landed on her leg, and she went from not knowing what it was to full scream in about 2 seconds. Just what the
weirdest moment in the newsroom? Favorite story you've ever written?
I actually liked doing the one on Aag Ki Raat. It's this Indian dance competition that they host. They hosted back in the spring, and I knew nothing about it, and that was probably the most like educational experience out of all their stories of it.
Best Netflix original series?
It's gotta be House of Cards.
Favorite television show currently?
I just got into Adventure Time. I hadn't watched it up until about a month ago, and I've binge watched it since.
Favorite television show that is no longer on the air?
Scrubs.
Have you ever used a pickup line on a girl?
Not like a serious one. Can't talk about some of them.
What are your feelings on Tinder?
It's kind of, I don't know, it seems like it helps people out a lot who need that service.
Best place to visit in Germany?
Well, I only went to Berlin. Can't remember the exact name. It's all these pillars, and it's called the Memorial for the Victims of the Holocaust.
One thing you wish all English majors would stop doing?
Being quiet. They're all really quiet in class. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I mean, all they do is work with words all day, and they go to class and they're totally silent.
Favorite movie of all time?
7 Psychopaths.
Favorite movie in the past year?
I gotta say Birdman.
Currently playing on your iPod?
Let's have to check it out. Tune Yards.
Favorite album of the moment?
Catch-22. It's kind of funny because I'm not really into historical fiction. Does Treasure Island count?
If you could time travel, would you go backwards or forwards?
I would definitely go backwards.
One word you think all journalists should stop using?
Various.
Best tie-dye item that you own?
Well, I only have that one tie-dye shirt and it says RVA on it. Got it in Richmond, Virginia.
Historical event you would love to be present for?
I guess a lot of the 60s stuff, like Summer of Love, or maybe Woodstock, that would have been pretty nice.
What is the most interesting thing to ever happen to you?
Maybe even last week, I kind of typed out that story about the USC student who was murdered, and then I was walking home. There was a Yik Yak that went out and had my name in it, and it said something about I was spreading misinformation. Hannah called me up and said, like, all right, just make sure you're not doing that. And I was like, oh yeah, back in my apartment. It was really interesting. They threw my name in.
What are your feelings on Irmo?
It's a great town. Got a lot of pride. It's not very big, but it's definitely not like a super small town. Like a lot of people I've met from really rural parts of South Carolina. It's not rural really at all. It's pretty dynamic, I would say.
Who would direct the movie of your life?
I want to say Woody Allen, but he's gotten a lot of trouble recently, and I wouldn't want to be tied with him. I guess Larry David. They're close enough.
What television show would you love to make a cameo in?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
If you could trade places with anyone on staff for a week, who would it be and why?
Maybe Gray, because I want to learn how to design, but he gets so into it and it seems like he's just having fun the entire time he's doing it.
What should everyone know about the Daily Gamecock?
Everybody here is definitely weird, but it's probably the most fun people I've ever met.
What do you love on your pizza?
Pineapple.
Best restaurant in Columbia?
Yesterday's.
Breakfast or brunch?
Breakfast.
The weirdest fact about you that we don't already know?
When I was 8, I got penetrated by a tree branch when I was tree climbing, and I guess you probably shouldn't see it on camera. There's a scar that runs down my left side. It's stayed with me since.
Alright, next 5 questions are from our staff. Are you ready?
Yes.
Have you heard of H.P. Lovecraft?
I've definitely heard of that. Maybe just in the newsroom, but I have no idea what that is.
How do you feel about the Kim Kardashian pictures?
I thought it was kind of cool. The break the internet thing, that's kind of a cool, provocative slogan. Everyone I've talked to knew that they were photoshopped. I didn't really know that, so I kind of felt a little gullible when I saw them.
If you had to get in a fight with anyone on staff, who would you not want it to be with?
Brittany.
If you could have a secret love child with anyone, who would it be with?
Natalie Portman. I wouldn't want to be secret though.
What celebrity do you feel you look most like?
Mix between Charlie Day on Always Sunny and a less attractive Andrew Garfield.
Artie, thank you for answering 65 questions.
It's been a pleasure.